All right. Welcome back. I broke my display again. Go. Welcome back to the Pixelmon World Cup 24. We have our second last match of the first round of in the knockouts, the round of 16. This is SmashMC versus HexMC. I believe our 13th and 4th seed overall. SmashMC being the 4th seed, HexMC being the 13th seed. So far, every single match we've had up until this point has gone as the seeds have predicted. There has been only one match that has actually gone to the third round, because this is a single elimination bracket, and also is a first to two format. Only one match has gone to round 3 so far, and every single match has gone as the seeds have predicted. We're going to be starting fairly right off the bat with Pixelbob and Scar Regret. I don't know. I can't. Alright, so Pixelbob belongs to SmashMC and Scar Regret belongs to HexMC. We are spectating on the side of Pixelbob, I do believe, of SmashMC, and we do see a Pelipper lead from Scar Regret, very likely a Rain team. A lot of teams have been Rain in this tournament, as in general competitive are Rain teams, but we've seen a very, very high amount of this so far. You see the Porygon 2 lead on Pixelbob's side. Porygon 2 isn't necessarily a rare Pokemon, but Porygon 2 as a lead is not something I see much. I'll have to see exactly how this is going to go. Right off the bat, this Pelipper may be in danger depending on what this Porygon 2 is running. I don't suspect we'll really want to stay in. I think it's probably just going to go for a hard switch here. At least I would personally. And I don't know what Porygon 2 could be running, because there's a couple different things it runs. But we will see immediately the Pelipper does go for the U-turn, revealing that that Porygon 2 is slower. I've seen Porygon 2 used in a trick. Well, not exactly common. It's okay. We'll switch out, bring in the first one. That is exactly what we're seeing, actually. Porygon does go for Trick Room. This is a Trick Room team. Trick Room versus Rain. This could potentially be very strong, as a lot of Rain teams really build around the idea of speed. So this could be very advantageous, potentially. Trick Room, of course, will last significantly less time. We will see well, we would have seen a Mega Camera up, but someone has not equipped their Mega Ring. We're likely going to see a restart here. Same start, same leads, same moves. Happens.
Right, we will be getting back to it. We'll nothing that should hold us back for too long. We do see the Ferrothorn come back in, and we do see the Argon go for yeah. No, there will be rain. It's just it doesn't display properly at the right side when you're spectating sometimes. You can see in the chat though. Let's say it is. See the Ferrothorn. I just realized Ferrothorn goes for Stealth Rock twice. Nope. See the Earth power coming out from. As Ferrothorn sets leech, presumably that was a misclick. As the eruption comes out from the camera up, we'll be taking out that Ferrothorn. We see the Pelipper come back out on the opposing side. Cameron will go for Ancient Power, which is a very large chunk, but will actually straight up die to a Scold from this. Even this Pelipper likely has very little to no investment in special attack, but that rain boost and the quad weakness is more than enough. You see the Porygon come back in, Trick Room fades. It's likely the sole intent of this Porygon right now is to set Trick Room. We'll go for Roost, knowing it has at least one free turn. Porygon sets Trick Room second time. Very curious to see what else is on this trick room. To guess, assuming Melmetal's in there, I'm assuming our Saloon is in there. Usually also see a couple of staples of Stack Attacker and Cresselia. I have to see. Or we'll go for the U-turn, but it does little. Very interesting choice actually going for the U-turn. Also, curious as to how still going despite. He's there, but okay. Interesting choice with the Pelican because that will mean that Pargon's. No, it didn't switch. I'll switch this. We'll have to see. See, Comfort will come in, taking the Thunderbolt and not really caring. The Mega is going to come out here more than likely. However, it's not going to be able to take advantage of that speed. And not for a couple more turns. We do see the Tri Attack come out, but it really doesn't do much. Possibly this Paragon is just staying in to and maybe hope, like, wishing for a status effect with that. The Liquidation will come out though and will hurt. The second one will kill. The second Tri Attack comes out and doesn't get any status rock at all. Cresselia will come in. Necessarily know if it threatens the Swampert. The Swampert is quite low, sub 50% now. Ice Beam come out, but it does basically nothing. As Cresselia does take a Liquidation, which does do just over half, and also Trick Room will now fade. Cresselia, due to its leftovers, will likely live a second Liquidation. Never mind, no it won't. It got the defense drop. Not live a second Liquidation. I'm wondering if Pixelmon perhaps doesn't actually have an answer for this Swampert. Vision comes out and is not. See Trick Room the second. Well, not second, third time. I'm wondering if. Very curious as to what this Cresselia is going to do, because unsure if it's going to switch out, if it's going to stay in. If it stays in, it is dying. Silly goes for an Ice Beam again. It is a crit, but it doesn't matter as it will go down to a third liquidation, which is also a crit. See the Ursa Luna of the opposing side come in, is under Trick Room and will very much threaten the Swampert. And also in actually quite a good position because if this Swampert wants to be used later, it will have to switch out. But whatever switch it into will take high damage. Pelipper will come in, not taking a huge amount, but that's also due to Flame Orb not having procced yet, and Facade not getting either the Guts boost or the damage boost from the burn. Will die to a Facade this turn, however, as would the Swampert, and honestly, the only thing that would be able to safely stand in front of this, the Ferrothorn, is gone. I'm wondering if Scargrit has another thing that can safely stand in switch in. Because if not, they may be in for a bad time. Pelipper does go for Roost, but it doesn't matter as the second Facade comes out and will one-shot that Pelipper. Remember, it is very possible that that is the only rain setter on Scar's team gone. Which may be very, very bad for them later. We do see Melmetal come in. Possibly something that could actually. Not sure which one's slower. Maybe Melmetal though. Is base 30. So that's like 50 or something. I believe this will be slow. It is slower as it goes for the Ice Punch, which does a lot, but not enough, honestly. As the Headlong Rush comes out from the Ursaluna, and that's actually very, very good for this Ursaluna, as normally it is faster than Melmetal, but it was slower in that turn of Trick Room. So this Melmetal will be threatened this turn. Will die if it stays in. Ursaluna goes for the Facade, playing it safe. We do see the Swampert coming back in. It will now outspeed and will also now threaten this Saluna. We did see before that I was going to say that they struggled to have a switch in, but the Melmetal will come in and might be something that can deal with. No, it will be something that can deal with the Swampert. It will not die from a Earthquake, I don't believe. Even with that attack boost, scary bulky, especially in a Trick Room team. It may very well still survive an Earthquake and absolutely will be able to clean up this Swampert that is only at 11%. Never mind, the Earthquake is a crit. that will definitely be enough to clean it out. That I think that may have been a decider there. Swampert, the Hatterene comes in wanting to obviously set Trick Room, but it just immediately dies. I think the Swampert probably just sweeps from here. That crit is very, very, yeah, that's very, very unfortunate. That crit alone, I think, just won the game. Scar Regret will win the first match um, between these two. Which is actually quite big because Scar Regret of HexMC. HexMC is the lower seed by quite a big margin. SmashMC is the fourth seed in this tournament. They are predicted to win by quite a margin. But if SmashMC loses another match, they're out of this tournament. We do have our next fighters coming up. Low-key mate of HexMC and Lazy from SmashMC. A lot of pressure now on Lazy's shoulders, as if they are unable to win this fight, their server is out, despite having the higher weighted seed. We do see a Tapu Koko and Sableye lead. Very possibly we're going to see a stall team from the side of HexMC. But Tapu Koko usually has a place on both Hyper Offense and mixed teams, but we do see the Iron Valiant come in immediately, getting that Quark Drive boost. This may well be a Hyper Offense team versus a stall team. Valiant does get the speed boost, so it doesn't necessarily reveal right off the bat if it is a special attack or physical attack focused Iron Valiant. You see the Clodsire coming in, getting knocked off, losing a significant amount of health and also losing its leftovers. Does also reveal that this is either a mixed or a physical attacking Iron Valiant. As for that Clodsire coming out, this is very, very likely a stall team Clodsire. So it'll depend on what this third Pokemon is that we see. That's also a wall, then this is stall team. And same on Lazy's side. It will really depend on what that third Pokemon is as to whether or not we really see if this is a. If it is, then they have a very good shot here. See the Caesar come in as Clodsire goes for the recover. Very risky, as if that Iron Valiant was running Psycho Cut, there would be on the ground. We do see the Caesar come in, likely looking to set up on this Clodsire. As very little really do. It's a Caesar. A second knockoff come from Caesar, likely expecting a swap, which we do not see. As spikes are set. I see second knockoff coming off. I'm unsure if Lazy really knows what they're doing here, as although you can set up on a Clodsire, that won't be able to do anything about a Clodsire, and you've just allowed this Clodsire to set 2 pairs of spikes completely for free. As the Lando will come in, that finally does threaten this. We see the Landorus, not the Landorus, sorry, we see the Corviknight coming in the opposing side. Landorus actually goes for Taunt, likely to prevent any more spikes from being set. Landorus also will now go for Defog given the opportunity. I do see the body press coming up from the. It does very little. In fact, the Corviknight takes more Rocky Helmet damage than it does do with body press. See the Caesar come back in as the Sableye also hard switches in, both sides hard swapping. Now, while I do believe, say Caesar can set up here, I do believe it might not want to, as I do believe Sableye can and does get Will-O-Wisp, which is exactly what it goes for. Tapu Koko comes back in, wanting to set Electric Terrain, likely back in. Also, with that Corviknight, this is a stall team. I would say this is definitely a hyper offense team on Lazy's part, but that is utility lenders, so it is a bit more mixed. Um, but it is certainly a hyper offense, but sure, definitely highly offensive team. So we see the Thunderbolt come out from the Tapu Koko, doesn't do anything as Sableye doesn't go for the expecting a last time. Still may have come out this time as Clodsire will switch in as the second Thunderbolt comes out. I'm wondering if this Tapu Koko might actually be choice specs, as it will hard swap out as the Caesar switches back in. I'm unsure about why you'd have this Caesar against this Clodsire, as we've very much already established it can't threaten it. Unless there's something that I'm missing. Second layer of spikes come out of the field. Caesar goes for bullet punch. Maybe does. Very curious as to what to do about this club. We do see the Dondozo come in, something that Caesar will absolutely not be able to touch. Big boy. Big girl. Caesar does go for the knockoff, knocking over those leftovers, but it's not going to matter. Dondozo comes out with the liquidation. As Alomomola will come out. Two Pokemon that can't really threaten each other. Landorus comes in. I'm wondering, does Lazy actually have an answer for this Dondozo? I think the only thing they might have is possibly that Tapu Koko in the back. It does come out, but it doesn't touch. Slam takes more damage from liquidations. That second liquidation will actually get the defensive drop. expecting a rest to come out any turn now from this. We do see that actually the Corviknight come in on the opposing side, who doesn't have rest. We're confused if it is. But we do see the Corviknight coming in. Last time we saw this engagement, both sides hard switch. We do see the Mega Sableye come back in as Landorus goes for a defog. Magic Bounce does bounce the defog out, but it doesn't matter. As Landorus will actually go for a U-turn. As we see the Tapu Koko come back in. And as it does lose its choice spec. And Iron Valiant is able to be brought back in free as Sableye goes for Protect. Basie's really struggling to find a crack in the wall of this Stool team. They have reduced health of a couple Pokemon. We'll see Protect come out again as Iron Valiant actually goes for the close combat. If that is choice locked, and they've just revealed that, then they're in a bad spot. Also revealing it has knockoff and close combat. Very, very likely full physical. Which I think might mean the only special Pokemon on Lazy's side is that Tapu Koko, which has just lost a large amount of its stopping power due to losing those choice specs. Unsure if it's able to threat Ozo now. In fact, actually revealing that it is a mixed set going for Moonblast as the Clodsire comes in. Is a crit, but it does not matter too much. As Arvalin will go for a second close combat, taking out that Clodsire. A very, very good first step in whittling down this Stool team. We see Male Metal come out on the opposing side, likely having run the calculations and knowing Male Metal will live a close combat. Also, this Iron Valiant wouldn't live a double Iron Bash with or without that defensive drop, but the defensive drop certainly doesn't help. Iron Valiant will likely be forced out, and whatever's coming in is. I don't. Caesar will come back in, taking a double Iron Bash and taking over half. We do see the Corviknight coming in on the opposing side, though, as Corviknight does knock off its rocket ship in the. I do hope this Caesar has Roost, or it's going to be in a tough spot, but at the same time, it's not going to be able to safely Roost here as you potentially give this Corviknight the chance to Iron defense for free. We'll go for the Roost instead as Tapu Koko comes back on field. There is not going to be a safe switch in this time. But the Blissey will come on field taking. Well, I can't see how much damage it took. Visual bug that doesn't health values happen. But I would assume next to nothing. Tapu Koko will Volt switch out. We do see the Sableye come in as the close combat comes out. Right there. We also do know that this Iron Valiant is running Moonblast. As the Corviknight will come out taking the. Might be a long game. Maisie's doing their best to crack through this Stall team, but you know, we might be here for a while. We will see both sides switch here. Bring this in the Blissey. This is a very good spot for this Cinderace to be in. Will force this Blissey out and potentially going to do very high damage on whatever. I would say probably the only good swap in here is probably Dondozo. But Blissey will actually go for Protect, scouting out what was coming out as the Gunk Shot comes out. Not sure what exactly they were predicting was going to come in. Very possibly that Dondozo looking to do damage as they can. See, most Cinderaces either run heavy duty boots or choice band. Let's see exactly what this one is running. If it is choice band, then that's just giving away its game plan. Blissey will come in and bring in the Sableye as the Cinderace actually goes for Swords Dance. Very good move, actually. I believe with that Sableye switch in and not the Dondozo switch in, I believe they've run the calcs behind the scenes and they've realized that Dondozo will actually die to a Gunk Shot, or at least be brought. That Swords Dance could actually be very big. Fireball will come out and it will do massive, massive damage to this Sableye, but will not be enough to kill it. Bring it down to 2% as the knockoff comes out. Knock off its heavy duty boots. Do we have rocks? I think we do. So if we don't, then that's not. Does mean that this Cinderace has taken a chunk of damage. Second Gunk Shot will come out and it will kill that Sableye. The second Pokemon of the Stole team has been taken out. And this Cinderace is in a fantastic spot as we do see Dondozo come out. Does a Gunk Shot kill here? Biggest hope. Gunk Shot does not kill, then we will just see it rest. Gunk Shot does come out and it will not kill. It will leave this Dondozo with 2.6% as the Dondozo will rest back to full. That is very unfortunate. The Cinderace will not be able to break through this Dondozo. I think the Tapu Koko is still alive. But with that Blissey still in the back, it's really going to struggle to do any big damage. We'll switch out, bring in the Iron Valiant. Very curious if that was a roll or not. Just the calculations, it was a roll. If that gunk shot absolutely was capable of doing up to 28% damage, and that one was at 26%, so very well could have gone down. In which I believe the Cinderace would have actually been able to sweep from there, but the roll did not go in its favor. Valiant will come in hoping to be able to break through this. But Blissey will come back in as Iron Valiant actually goes for Encore, looking to rest trap that Dondozo. Risky choice here, as you're obviously trying to bait out a knockoff or close combat here. But Blissey doesn't want to be hit by that. I don't think Corviknight particularly wants to take a close combat or a knockoff. Corviknight will come in, taking that close combat and taking well over half. Will be threatened by another one. The second close combat will come out from this Iron Valiant, as it will start to break through this Stole team. We have the Melmetal. I was gonna say we still have the Melmetal alive. We have the Blissey alive. We have the Dondozo alive. But Lazy's Pokemon are all quite low across the board. Will they be able to break through it in time? Close combat will come out, but it will not be enough to kill, as the Iron Valiant will go down to a double Iron Bash. Is that another roll? No, I don't. Coco will come out looking to clean up this Melmetal and also prevent the Dondozo switch in. We'll see the Blissey switch in as Tapu Koko goes for the Volt Switch. The Landorus will come back in. Threatens the Blissey. Threatens the Melmetal. Does not threaten the Dondozo. I wonder which one might come in. Landorus does go for the U-turn, but Blissey actually protects itself. Spend a bit of time. Earthquake will come out, doing a chunk to this Blissey, but the only reason it does over half is the seismic toss recoil damage from the Rocky helmet. Andres is actually in quite a bad spot. If Landorus goes for another Earthquake and Blissey goes for another Seismic Toss, both Pokemon will go down. As Landorus will go for the taunt, as Blissey is unable to use Wish. Very, very, very risky choice, but one that will likely pay off. Dondozo will come in as Landorus goes for another Earthquake. Either trying to bait it into killing itself or a swap. Wait, it does force a swap as the Dondozo comes in. He's lost many Pokemon already. I believe the only thing left they have that can break through this Dondozo is their Tapu Koko. And that's at quite low health, is burned, and will not be able to break through anything while that Blissey remains. See the Alumamola come in. Not sure exactly what it wants to do. Landorus will get to come in with the Wish from Alumamola. Will also very potentially see if it wishes. We'll just see it switch out as the Dondozo comes in, as the taunt comes out. I don't think that prevents Sleep Talk. If it does, then this Dondozo's in a pretty bad spot, and Landorus will be able to just wail into it for. If Wish doesn't do that, then it doesn't do that. Landers will go for U-turn. As Alolan Mola comes up, but Dondozo will actually wake up. Station comes out. Basically, just two Pokemon left on was it something mate? I can't remember. I'm so uh basically just the Blissey and the Dondozo. The Melmetal is technically still alive, but it really won't be able to do much. As the Blissey will switch back in to Aloma Mola, likely expecting the Landorus or something else to pivot in. But the Aloma Mola will actually go for Toxic, which could be very, very bad for this Blissey. If it decides to stay in. If it switches out, it'll be fine. You see Blissey actually go for Stealth Rock here. Maybe looking to punish some of these pivots, but it won't really matter, as we do already know that this Landorus has access to defense. I think that might be the last game. I don't remember. Landorus will go for Earthquake here, but will not really matter against this Dondozo, and will all probably just be straight threatened out as this Dondozo is awake. Landorus goes for the taunt. It doesn't matter as Liquidation comes out from Dondozo, it will do a big chunk. See, another Earthquake could be very interesting here, as the Landorus would die. The Dondozo would still be unable to sleep talk and would take a lot of damage from that Earthquake plus a Rocky Helmet recoil, and would likely bring it in range of dying from but it won't actually matter, as Alomomola will come back in, because it will likely put it in range of dying from a bunk shot from that race, but it will not matter, as the Alomomola will come back in. Another Liquidation, the Dondozo not falling for. This one might last quite a while, as it will really depend. This could be over in 2 minutes from now. It could be over in 15 minutes from now. It depends how long it takes for one of these players to break through the other's wall. We'll see the Landers come back in. However, it is dangerously low. Let's see, we'll go for Protect. Scouting out the Landers, will go for Taunt. And also getting some important leftovers regen in. I might pick that up. Opening my fly thing on my window so I can close my window because it's cold. Because it is currently 13 past midnight. It is cold. Players thinking very, very carefully here. The Earthquake will come out and will take out that Blissey. That may be very, very bad for HexMC, as Tapu Koko may now have grounds to come in and sweep. So it does go for another liquidation. High damage from Rocky Helmet as the Koko does come in. Might be it. SmashMC may be able to walk away with this second fight here. Thunderbolt does come out, able to Rondozo. I think the only thing left is the Melmetal, and I'm fairly sure that Melmetal is very, very, very low. Yep, it will come out on field. I think this is it. I do believe SmashMC have indeed broken through the stall team of HexMC, winning the second fight, putting both teams up to 1-1. as we will go to the third and final game. Whoever loses this match is out of the. We will see X Blizzard 2020 of HexMC and Brushy Boy of SmashMC presenting their servers in this final match. Our match will be starting as we see a Melmetal and Urshifu Rapid Strike. Urshifu might be able to threaten here, depending on Melmetal's investment. If it's run, if the Urshifu is running Choice Band or not. Well, that will definitely reveal that as Urshifu goes for the close combat, immediately taking out that Melmetal on a very, very, very putting. You'll see the Tapu Bulu coming on the opposing side. See the Toxapex coming up. Toxapex and an very likely have a mixed set from Boy, Bulu, and Melmetal. I'm on. Spikes will go for Toxic Spikes as the Tapu Bulu will switch into Alomomola, and we see Baneful Bunker coming out as Alomomola attempts to out. Uh, Quite detrimental to Alomomola, as it will be, although it will also be able to pivot, be unable to stall hard stall, as we do see Moltres coming out as Toxapex gets to basically for free get a second layer Toxic. We do Scorching Sands coming out from the Moltres, doing very high damage in this. See a knockoff coming from Toxapex, actually quite risky. Risk that burn. We'll get those boots off Moltres, meaning if Stealth Rock set earlier, Moltres is in for a bad. See Gliscor coming in as Moltres goes to see the Great Tusk being switched in, threatening with an Ice Spinner. We'll go for Rapid Spin as Clefable switches in the opposing side. And this Tusk is unable to one-shot. It will be forced. We will see the Great Tusk switch out, bringing in the Moonblast, but not. Currently, this Moltres is able to pivot out in and out safely. However, we will eventually get to a point where if rocks are set, it will not be able to do so nearly as confidently. Blue will switch back in as Clefable goes for Toxic, Toxicking the Tapu Bulu.
I believe now two Pokemon on HexMC's side are is that Hex? Yeah, it's HexMC. HexMC side are toxic, um, or at least poisoned, being the Alumomola and the Tapu Bulu. See the Kyurem come in as the Tapu Bulu goes for a Swords Dance. I believe Kyurem is faster. Likely will threaten this Tapu Bulu out. Kyurem will go for Substitute, knowing it has a free turn as it goes for Freeze Dry, chipping a bit of Moltres, but not doing too much. Taking the free turn, and while it gets it, though, behind that Substitute. Substitute will be broken up by Mystical Fire. Kyurem will likely be forced out here. We do, however, see a second Freeze Dry come out as this Moltres gets frozen. That could be very dire, as the timer for freeze can last a very long time or a very short time. Goes for the freeze while it has the turn. Depending on the RNG here, this Moltres could be dead, or could be fine. See the second freeze dry come out. Moltres is still frozen. We see another freeze dry come out. Moltres is still frozen. It is now in the range of health where it will die to another freeze dry. It's up to Blizzard here if they want to sacrifice their Moltres or keep it in the back for later. We do see the Moltres switch out into the Tapu Bulu, which dies to a freeze dry as Blizzard switches in their own Kyurem. I don't know which Kyurem's which. All I know is that they're freeze drying each other. Well, they're both very low. I think this might be a speed tie. If it is a speed tie here, then well, and that's going to be the way it goes. Brushy Boy's Kyurem will be the one to win at 1v1. The Limamola will come in. I do believe this Kyurem can actually just use. Never mind, it cannot use Substitute here because for Substitute, it's not looking for a good time. It does go for Roost though, and flip turns into Great Tusk. Blizzard's in actually not a brilliant spot here now. They've lost their Melmetal. They've lost their Kyurem. Their Moltres is at death's door. Their Tapu Bulu's dead, and something else was poisoned, I believe. Great Tusk will go down to a freeze dry as Limamola comes back in. Actually, this Kyurem might just be able to sweep. Kyurem will be able to set a sub as Limamola will be unable to break that. Limamola going for Wish while it can. Going for Roost, still safe behind its substitute. Limamola, I believe, just accepting its defeat, going for Toxic. I believe Brushy Boy has won. Moltres will come in, trying to take the freeze dry, but will go down. Still frozen, by the way. As Limamola will come in and will die to freeze dry, as Brushy Boy will beat Blizzard. That's a tongue twister. As SmashMC will win. Moving on to the next stages of the tournament. HexMC being knocked out of the round of 16. Right, I tabbed into the Twitch stream and my chat has just been utterly destroyed. Of course, very lucky with that freeze proc. But multiple very good calls and reads across all three games by all sides. Some fantastic matches today. But we will be saying goodbye to HexMC for now. We of course hope to see you next year. You play brilliantly. We do hope to see you in the future. But SmashMC will be moving on to the next round, the round of 8, and they will be looking to fight. Let me check who they're fighting next. We'll be looking to fight PokeGalaxia, who is currently seeded at 6th. Significantly closer to their seeding than the fight they just had, which was HexMC with the 13th seed. So they may well have a far tougher time in that fight, but that will be next week. We will have one more game for you in the round of 16. Will be tomorrow, between Poke Saga and Poke Valley, which are our 9th and 8th seeds, right in the middle. The closest match statistically we are going to have. But for now, thank you very much for watching. If you want more information about the scheduling, you can find the exact schedules on the Discord, the link to which is on the website. Speaking of the website, there is a sponsorship segment there if you wish to contribute to the prize pool or just put any support towards this tournament as a whole. It really does help and really would be appreciated. Thank you for both HexMC and SmashMC for joining us here today. Thank you for the refs for also showing up, and also thank you to the organizers for doing what you do and making it possible. For now, that is all we have for you today. I was your commentator, Alba. I was very happy. And hopefully, I'll see you tomorrow. See you then. Maybe. Hopefully. Good night.